you need to check out these Pokemon fan games. If you didn't know, every single year, creatives and artists and developers come together to create amazing Pokemon fan-made games and ROM hacks that they showcase with the community for no reason other than pure passion. And ultimately, for some people, these fan-made games can end up being better than the main series games. In this video, I'm going to break down a handful of awesome Pokemon fan-made games that you absolutely need to check out, so let's dive in. As always, if you enjoy these types of videos, be sure to hit that like button down below and subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. YouTube tells me that a bunch of you guys actually are not subscribed to the channel, so please take a moment so you don't miss out on our content. If I had $1 every time someone recommended that I play Pokemon Infinite Fusion on the channel, I'd probably be able to retire, so it's certainly on my list. But Pokemon Infinite Fusion is the game that you absolutely need to check out. And I checked it out a few years ago, and it's a lot different now. Pokemon Infinite Fusion is an insane fan game with infinite replayability based on the popular Fusion generator. The main gimmick behind this game is that Silphco have begun selling the DNA Splicer, which made its first appearance in Black and White 2, meaning anyone in the world can fuse two Pokemon into just one. Pokemon Infinite Fusion includes every Gen 1 and Gen 2 Pokemon, in addition to over 100 other Pokemon from Gens 3 through 7. Currently, there are 176,000 plus possible fusion with over 20,000 custom sprites made by incredibly talented people in the community. The number is so large because each combination of two Pokemon has two different possible fusions. This game features things like the battle facilities, a built-in speed-up button, a randomizer, and even a Wonder Trade simulator. While Infinite Fusion is very much a Kanto Pokemon game, it has very nice DS-inspired graphics, a solid post-game that takes place in the Sevi Islands, as well as full Johto post-game that takes place 3 years before Gold and Silver, and it has over 40 different side quests. Some of my favorite fusions from this game are Venustoise, Alatops, Spiritmonchan, Jadili, Yamchamp, and Aegazard. I mean, seriously, how sick is this? This Aegis/Charizard fusion is absolutely bonkers, and you gotta show some love to Venustoise from the anime. Pokemon Infinite Fusion has to be on your list for must-try Pokemon fan games. Next on our list is a game that I absolutely loved, and that is Pokemon Daybreak. Pokemon Daybreak is a beautiful Gen 3 inspired game that takes place in the region of Armira. It promises at least 20 hours of gameplay, which makes sense based on how story-driven and thematic it is. There's ultimately 10 gyms to take on, side quests, its own version of the Battle Frontier, which is called the Battle Island, and a large Pokédex sporting 400 Pokemon from every generation to date, including Generation 9. It features new regional variants, with some of the most notable being starter Pokemon like Greninja and Sceptile. And y'all know I love regional variants, and I love Mega Evolutions, and Daybreak drops new Mega Evolutions, including much needed X variants for the Kanto starters. One of the most interesting features about Daybreak is the Dualions, which are actually evolutions that are exposed to a special serum that causes them to evolve and gain a secondary typing, sported by another evolution. So you've got things like Mistion, which is fire and fairy, Furrion, which is electric and water, and Eclipsion, which is dark and psychic Dualion. These are really, really awesome, and they just add to the depth of this game, making for an unforgettable gameplay experience. aDrive, why didn't you finish Pokemon Uranium? It's probably because I got wrecked every time I tried to do a Nuzlocke.
Okay. Please don't knock me out. Please don't knock. Oh God, no. No, Cheshire, no. No, Cheshire. No, he gets the crit, dude. He gets the crit, man. Come on, Mankey. You stupid, dude.
Pokemon Uranium is arguably one of the most well-known fan games that deserves your attention, and if you remember, it actually got shut down from a DMCA from Nintendo, but it's still thriving. People are still playing it, and fans have actually taken on the burden of putting out patches and adding new features in, so the game is definitely alive and well. Over 150 brand new Pokemon introduced in this game with the nuclear typing, which is a typing that's just as powerful as it is weak, but it's super interesting nonetheless. So like, you're hitting things super effectively, but you're weak to itself. It's pretty nuts. And the nuclear type ultimately gives us a brand new evolution in Nucleon, which comes about when you have an Eevee and a nuclear Pokemon in your party. Pokemon like Arbok and Corsola get brand new evolutions and Mega Evolutions, and also get nuclear forms. And there's also corrupted nuclear Pokemon as well. Like, I distinctly remember getting wrecked by a nuclear Gyarados at one point, and that was a very rough moment in my life.
Are we dead, dude?
He crit me, dude!
I just lost, dude. I think I just lost.
And one of the things that make this the coolest is unless you cure it to behave normally, corrupted Pokemon will behave feral and they may disobey your orders. This is definitely a must-play Pokemon fan game, if not for the awesome gameplay, for the history behind it. On my list of Let's Plays to dive into next, it's gotta be Pokemon Flux. I'm so stoked about this game. So if you want to see Flux in the channel, make sure you guys leave a comment. But Pokemon Flux is still in production, but it has over 10 hours of gameplay right now. The Altera region features a large dex of brand new and returning Pokemon, including regional variants, which again, I love. There are 3 protagonists to choose from at the beginning, and you get a special starter Pokemon, including your regular choices. Sky, Terra, and Aster will receive Cellkid, Lunapup, and Minion respectively, 3 Pokemon that are originally from Pokemon Uranium, so kind of a cool tie-in to the last thing we just had on the list. The main draw is that there's something called Flux moves and Alter Pokemon. Flux moves are special, powerful 5th moves on your Pokemon that you can use once per battle, almost like a Z move in a way. Alter Pokemon are essentially totem Pokemon. They're mini-boss battles with increased HP and stats. The routes are laid out similarly to the wild area, and they show off Pokemon in the overworld, which is how you encounter them. And I love that, going back to like pixel sprites in the overworld and being able to encounter them. I've always found that to be majestic. In fact, Pokemon Heart Gold Soul Silver is one of my favorite games just for the following sprites alone. The Pokemon League features no gyms and badges to collect, but instead, you compete with other trainers around the region and collect League emblems. There's 3 to collect, and once you do, you can take on the championship tournament. They have other features and things planned like online trading, GTS, Wonder Trade, and much, much more. So again, stay tuned. I think this is gonna be our next Let's Play after Raging Ruby, so get excited for that because Pokemon Flux it's just too cool to pass. And last but not least, you gotta check out Pokemon Outbound. This is a short fan game, but it's got a beautiful art style and about 10 hours of gameplay experience. It features a nice handful of Pokemon from the first 8 generations with Mega Evolutions and Dynamax returning, as well as brand new regional variants. The starter choices are regional variants of the Kalos starters. You actually get a Darkfire Chespin, a Fighting and Water Fennekin, and a Psychic and Grass Froakie. These are super cool. It even features a brand new Ghost-type evolution in Firion. The appeal to Pokemon Outbounds in the Azime region is not just having regional variant Gen 6 starters to battle with, but it's about stopping the invasion of alien Pokemon. Yes! Not too far into your adventure, you find a strange egg and you're told by the professor of the region to take it to a laboratory to be researched. However, what emerges from the egg is an alien Pokemon called Brainstorm, which kind of looks like an Orbeetle with a gigantic brain. Once you defeat it in battle, you find out it sent off a signal to the planet to be invaded by other alien Pokemon. So as the protagonist, it's of course your job to stop them. Pokemon Outbounds is definitely a game you want to check out. So obviously there's a ton of Pokemon fan games I did not cover in this video, but if you want to see a follow-up, show some love and hit that like button down below. Flux is on my list. I think that's what's next, but Infinite Fusion's definitely looking pretty spicy. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Let me know if you think that there's anything else that we should cover on the next video, and I'll see you guys soon. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, you should definitely check out this one right here, but don't forget about this one because they're both pretty awesome. Make sure you guys subscribe, and I'll see you soon.